picks and bans. I doubt we'll see Janus again for Denial. P's and B's.
Oh,
Damn.
P's and B's.
That's what they're called.
My fault.
Sorry.
My fault.
I left you hanging there.
Denial going to be back on the bottom here as Legion of Carrots opts to keep their red side.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's actually, Brandon, the game is determined by a coin flip.
Oh, is it?
So game 1 is a coin flip for first pick, second pick, and then game 2 is
Loser picks.
the loser choice. No,
Right.
no, not the loser. The loser of the coin flip, not the loser of game 1.
Oh.
So each team gets to choose a side in each matchup.
So both teams winding up happy here. Denial once again taking Sylvanas off the board. Ice is going to get hit again. Ooh, with Isis getting picked first and not Opwash, will they let it through? And will Mace pick it? You can see a Janus ban.
No, they banned the Circuit again, so same bands coming out for Denial. Legion. Are they going to leave open Athena and Neath?
Xbalanque might need to go away. They first picked it last time. No, Opwash, okay.
Wash. I would go right back to the Xbalanque. I don't see why you wouldn't.
I mean, yeah, with the clinic that Madman just put on, there's no reason not to run that back.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I like to see.
So, yeah,
if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Still on the table. Bologna, strangely absent in the last game.
Yeah, well, she was banned.
Right, I mean,
it's kind of like
through that first picking phase, though, it's very rare we see her get that
far.
Well,
when the bans are like this, right, in Athena, Neath, Thor, Hunbots, all these characters that are so high priority, including the Bologna, are available.
Speaking of Hunbots.
Not surprised to see one of them fall out. Hunbots should, quote-unquote, be paired with the Athena, I think.
Speaking of Athena. All right.
Speaking of Athena.
Athena has a new skin. Check that out. She's suddenly Poseidon.
She's suddenly manly and fishy. So, the picks from Denial. I'm looking for Athena and Janus. That's smart money for me.
I mean, with the way that Geb played last time, getting those shields
take the Geb
off,
again. Yeah, hell.
couldn't hurt. But I don't think Shadow Q is really using Geb last game so much as he was playing support, right? I mean, he got 2 good shields off. The rest of the time, he was playing kind of defensively, but he's going to run it back. I kind of, like I say, I think I would have liked to see the Athena there.
So Athena, if drafted by Legion of Carrots, the likely pick here in this situation, potentially a Neath for them. Between those two, the others will likely get banned. So pick one, ban one is probably, should be the play. And Athena, I expect now the Neath ban from the Legion.
Okay, so we have an important message here. Madman Mark stopped playing for Denial, so he was Sad Man Mark. But now he's back, so he's Glad Man Mark. And if other hunters think they can win, he'll show you Madman Mark. Which I think is very important.
Thank you for making sure that was... Well, our bans are identical.
Yeah, wait, straight through.
Between the two games, Bologna and Cabrakan banned out.
And we're back into the face here. Athena does get locked in. Will Neath get picked up?
You know... It's funny, right? Because like all the teams that are in their top positions in their respective regions are sitting here with their face in their hands like, why aren't you picking Neath?
They're going to pick Rama, whom I love. I think this character is crazy right now. Neath might be a little bit better specifically because she plays 3 roles, right? She's a better flex pick and picks bans. But Rama is just like, I can get out of the fight for 5 seconds and shoot you with absolute death.
And soon, Hu Yi.
That's true. That new jump, man, looking real good.
Oh, yeah.
Vamana gets locked in. Again, Baskin-Robbins, and yeah, Thor.
So, same exact roster for Denial, huh?
The only thing we're going to see on the top switch is that Aduro's going to switch back to Mage, which I am 100% backing. Very, very smart.
Yeah, Well, final one more pick available here. Hercules.
I like it. I like that. We've seen Plaid Girl, Well-Plaid, Plaid Boy, whatever you want to call him. We've seen him rely way too much on the safety of Sobek.
I want to call him Benjamin.
Call him Ben.
Okay. No, Benjamin.
No. You don't have to tell... you are not my dad? Right? Who knows?
I don't think.
Hercules, I like this pick. He's been relying on the safety of Sobek for too long. He's not contributing to fights. We saw him hit a fully charged 3-man Sobek ult, and it was like the tickle attack.
So the safety of Sobek, as you said, right? But like, is Hercules really more risky?
I mean, it's not that he's risky. It's that it's a little bit less safe, but it's a lot more damage. It's a lot more control, right? And the boulder will do a lot more in team fights per se. The only issue is that he's relied a lot, of course, on the Lurking in the Waters mana regeneration in lane, and gets to start up. Does he start with the Bluestone?
Yeah, he does.
So yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a lot different.
Yeah, only a couple more weeks of Bluestone before it goes into not being infinite mana forever for always.
I'm really excited.
I love you, mana forever.
Maybe Med comes back.
Oh,
No.
Yeah, you just made your Death of Meditation shirts,
No,
and then it's going to come right back. Dude.
It's not going to come back. Bluestone will still be a
just
better
add something
pickup.
else to it, right? It gives you mana. We added some health that it gives you too. Why not some penetration?
Next patch, Bluestone actually going to allow you to teleport to towers.
Teleport scroll meta, best meta.
I had fun, Bart. I liked it.
You know what I'm looking forward to? I'm looking forward to Nox inside of Athena that's ulting onto Thor.
While Apollo's in the air.
While Apollo's in the air and your Guardian is using teleport to player.
Dude, that new kit looks so fun.
I expect it to be PTS. Should be up sometime this weekend.
I'm very excited. I will be playing a lot of her, except I won't because I need to play Ratatosker.
Well, here we go, my friends. It's the early Batcamp invade from Legion of Carrots. It'll go off cleanly for them, but the trap is set by Denial. Can they secure this? They'll get the burst damage. I think they tipped their hand a little earlier.
Jump the gun there.
No real kill potential. I don't think they wanted to get poked, but they don't think they got as much as they wanted. Nothing hitting a Duro, unfortunately. But let's quickly introduce your teams. It's Denial versus Legion. Yet again, Denial. It's the same squad with the same players and the same roles with the same gods. So we'll just say that they're Denial and they're your blue squad. Legion of Carrots, they switch it up a little bit here. Well-plaid will be the Hercules this time around. Pern still on the Hunbots. A Duro now Poseidon in mid lane. Pain to Beyond once again as Athena. And that leaves Panda Cat this time around as Rama. Will be more successful than as Apollo was versus Madman Mark's Xbalanque.
Hard to say. The big changes here, I would say, is that Plaid Girl went a different route here with the Hercules, which I love, and Aduro's not playing a Hunter this time, which I am absolutely in love with, given the fact that his mage play is bar none some of the best in North America, compared to his Hunter play is all right.
It's like my girlfriends in high school told me. And, you can be in love. You can love someone but not be in love with them.
Damn, man, life's rough.
It is rough, dude. I had a lot of breakups.
Things just got
hardcore friends.
I'm surprised we didn't just see a triple kill. Like that was jeez. Okay.
2 minutes 30.
Rap God Bart shows his softer side.
Yeah, dude. Look, for every rap god, there's got to be the hair metal ballad.
2.5 minutes deep here as the solo laners begin to slap box if their arms are long enough. Rap God, what do you think?
Wrapped up?
No, slap. All right, anyway. Mid-camp's coming up
here.
here.
Okay, hey, it's going to be our first point of contention, looks like in the game.
I don't think so. Shadowq's pushed out here.
Shadowq's like, nah.
Nah. Shadowq's like, as he's going to get blasted to Kraken. Spirit Gun, is he getting away? No, Pain de Beyond's going to finish it. But they do trade it out. Duro kind of pushing his luck a little bit there. Mace, Red's going to get both camps either way. So a big win for Red there. First blood, both camps.
Yeah, Legion of Carrots, they'll take their nice little advantage now, about 400 gold to their credit. No, the camps are split, I guess, if it's about a 400 gold advantage, isn't it?
Huh. Oh, wow, they did split.
Yeah, I mean, Baskin did come over to contest the right side camps, and I guess he stole them away with an armor and umbrellas. His hog is still off cooldown.
Check that out. That's a good steal. That's a rather impressive steal. And with that, Denial kind of keeps themselves in this early game, still down by about 400 gold, but not a huge deal. Early game, it's really more about experience.
It's nothing.
It's nothing.
Madman Mark didn't get involved in that early kill, right? That was like the huge problem in that last game. Was that it was like, oh, okay, they're doing okay. They got about 2,500 gold advantage as Legion of Carrots, but all of a sudden, Madman Mark gets 20 free damage. Yeah.
See, and Pain getting first blood, again, I go back to I like supports getting first blood. Mm-hmm. They need the gold pretty much more than anybody. Yeah,
and that's not anything new. That ain't new. That's regular. And it's standard mobile play. Like, either secure it for your late game carry, and if not that, then the next best bet is probably your support.
Right, getting the early game, make it a little bit easier. You know, Shadowq's still level 5 here. Pain's been 6 for quite some time.
It's like, that's... What, 6 wards? Like, it's so much of like what you're spending your money on in the early game can just be mitigated, right? You can get those boots out really fast, get a little movement speed.
Actually, he has Teleria ready to go. Traveler shoes, rather, ready to go.
Yeah. Or you can basically get free wards forever.
Not to mention, the early experience allows him to start rotating out, which means he's not splitting as much with his Hunter. Madman Mark, 6 right now, Panda Cat level 7. And do consider that Athena being able to rotate more is so dangerous because she can be around the map in an instant.
Well, it takes like 3 seconds to channel, doesn't it?
Oh, fair enough. That's all right.
It's not actually an instant, Brandon.
You know what I meant.
What was that? Oh, is this your new character you were telling me about? Rough Rider Brandon? Gruff Batman Brandon? Batbrand?
Where's Janus?
I like Batbrand.
Batbrand?
Batbrand.
Yeah, okay, I guess that would be the best way to say it.
Yeah, what's better than that?
I was going to say Brandman, but that's horrible.
Juice Batman?
Juice Batman, there it is. Shadow Q rotating around to try to keep Xing safe as he characteristically runs towards 3 people by himself. Because Xing. And he pushes them away. I mean, he did the job. Did it well.
Yeah, Xing's like one of those old like British shows, like where he's like running at the whole army and they're running away from him, and then it's him running the other direction, the whole army chasing him.
It's Han Solo versus the Stormtroopers.
Exactly, Han Solo versus the Stormtroopers. That's right. That was a much better.
Xing is not Han Solo.
No,
nobody is Han Solo.
But when Xing was in Solo, he was a bad Solo laner, not Han Solo still.
No, definitely not Han Solo.
He was a mediocre Solo laner.
Oh, come on. He did fine. That new
If you had to pick Xing or Sayo to be your Solo laner, no. But if you did have to pick Xing, you would hope that it would be paying to be on getting that pick. And yeah, another kill for the Athena.
It doesn't hurt them in any way.
No.
This, however, might not go great.
Stolen.
Oh yeah.
Well played. Nicely placed knockup by Shadow Q to secure that one.
Shadow Q, though, might be in some trouble. 2-man Cataclysm. They're going to turn to him. The shield's already been used. Pain getting low. And again, Mace getting his teammates out of trouble. And then going in, he's like, hey, what's up, guys?
Oh.
Wow.
Was that a Duro? Was that a Duro or was that Mace in the face?
A Duro threaded the eye of the needle right there. Absolutely. That was 100% a Duro juking that shot.
Yeah, I guess really who cares how that happened. It did happen. And a Duro makes it happen.
See, normally I would agree, but a Duro recognized that he couldn't escape, and he ran into the eye of the storm. That was a Duro making one of the most just...
The only play he could,
brilliant play. Yeah, I mean, it really was. And that is one of the hardest things to do in Smite, is dodge the center, properly dodge the center of the shotgun there.
Yeah, it's very difficult to do on purpose.
We still got a pretty close game here, though.
You got to hit him with the top gun, right? You got to basically hit the brakes and move backwards a little bit.
Then you got to like turn upside down and flip over.
Yeah, then turn upside down and flick him off. Take a picture.
Denial, though, keeping within 300, 400, or 500 throughout the early game, despite giving up 2 kills. It's going to be up to, really, Pain to Beyond at this point to really carry the game, right? He's gotten these kills. He's given this experience to Panda Cat. He's gotten this extra gold. He needs to start utilizing it, and that's going to be in the terms of auras. Also, Gab's still sitting on boots, too.
Oh, this is great. That's a kill, right?
It should be. Yes. And it's going to go to Xbalanque.
Before that Athena ultimate comes through.
That's a big win.
Yeah, that means that puts her ultimate on cooldown. She doesn't have it available now to try to make any counterplays across the map.
I'm surprised that we didn't see Panda Cat take to the sky immediately.
Yeah, I guess I think he thought he could just live there.
Pain in some trouble here against 4. Mace, perfect shot. Madman finds another kill. Another stack of Xbalanque passive.
Nicely placed Kraken. Only going to hit Baskin, but it's going to do a lot of damage. No real magical defense online. Yet another brilliant portal.
My God.
Just a god.
And look at this. And now turning it around completely. Pern's in a lot of trouble, and it's going to get picked off by the shotgun. Mace walking away from that Plague Girl, somehow turning the sights to the wrong target as he chases someone that he has no business catching. Denial now finds a lead in kills, and with that, a small lead in gold. But Legion's going to turn their sights to the Gold Fury.
And once again, we're seeing a Duro. Second time we're going to see it, at least notice it and call it out for you guys. It's the Trident build. But it's going to be an attempt, at least, at initiation from Denial.
Stick with it.
Big bonus scaling. Hitting 2 with the Unstable Vortex after hitting with a Threshold. Panic Hat going to get spun up, but he takes up to the sky. He should be able to secure at least 1 kill with this. But can they get it as he comes back down? No shotgun off time. Well plaid. Pretty resilient still on the Hercules, even at the low HP value. But at least for Denial, they stopped Legion of Carrots from being able to try to pick up that Gold Fury. We're all squared 4 kills apiece, though. 9 minutes through this one.
And the Achilles heel of Hercules, as he runs out of mana here, will not be able to reinitiate. He's the only one on his team besides the support that's positive at 101, but the team's been unable to find the kills. As Snoopy kind of alliterated back in the beginning of this week, I don't understand why people are picking Poseidon, because if you're paying attention, Kraken shouldn't be hitting too many people. In that last shot, the Kraken was placed on the 5. They all scattered. It only hit Baskin, who does wind up falling in the end, but realistically, they're trading out a very tanky target they have to commit overly to, and it doesn't really work out for them in the end. Denial, even in kills right now. Gold pretty even as well. Only about 200 separate the team, but off the first blood, Legion should be farther ahead.
It's a face. Had no idea Pain was there. That was funny. And then Crippled could not go through that portal as well. So force a walk back.
Shadow Q lightning fast.
I know, that shield was nice. So yeah, let's talk a little bit about Snoopy saying. I mean, so I think Snoopy maybe a little misguided here, because I think the reason that Poseidon became so powerful again is with the changes to Aegis.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
You know, you can't activate it while CC'd. Not that you could get it anyway while Kraken, because you were knocked up. Madman Mark just skates right out of there.
That's big trouble.
No, I think he's fine. I think he's gone far enough. Now it's the collapse that he needs to worry about. And you can see
Panda Cat somersaults down, right?
That was a very aggressive play by Denial. A little surprised to see him try to move forward there. But anyway, with the Aegis changes coming out, right, it's a little bit harder to actually buy that item. And with Hand of the Gods being purchased on 6 players on each team in this meta, beads, you have to buy beads. Beads are the most singular broken item that has ever existed, ever. Right? It's like, you can't CC me, it removes all debuffs, and it lasts for a long time. You have to have that.
I like beads.
Well, it makes sense in this game, right? But like overall, it's pretty much obligatory, right?
Oh, absolutely.
6 hogs, generally speaking, in the North America meta, is obligatory as well. There's got to be players that don't have Aegises, right? And you're just going to be able to kill them with Poseidon. I think that's why you see him having more success here in Season 2 than he did towards the end of Season 1.
Usually, though, when I see this lack of Aegis, like you're talking about, I want to see Poseidon picked into characters that are going to help it. Characters like Thor, Thanatos. You know, you come out of nowhere with a big
suspicious
stun.
lack of CC on the side of Legion of Carrots with this Poseidon. It's big ask from Maduro to hit anything.
Right, it really is. I mean, he looks like he picked Poseidon as a Poseidon pick, right? With this, I think I would have rather see Agni come out from Maduro, a character that he's done extraordinarily well on in the past, and would fit this comp a lot more, right? That would set up Hercules better to get to the front line. It would give Panda Cat a better chance to get those big ults off. But for right now, I'm not sure what he's looking for.
Well, I'm looking at Rom here, Devourer's Gloves, 1 and 2, no real ability to take the Gold Fury. Their map pressure just isn't there. They're not getting the control that they need, and that's really the main reason why you purchase this item. And when Xbalanque has the Heartseeker Aussie boots 2 into your attack speed boots and Devo's Gloves, he's winning trades, already with 2 kills under his belt. Again, Madman Mark's he seems to have that nose for blood and is able to find these kills, and that's 10 free power. He's just way ahead. Devourer's Gloves, not even fully stacked yet. It's giving him maybe 60 power, 70 power at this point. But
it's 60 at the cap for Devourer's Gloves compared to...
Well, with the boots, I'm sorry.
What is it, 80 from Heartseeker? I mean,
Heartseeker gives 80.
Massive.
Plus the Aussie, plus the boots 2. Plus he has 100 power at least contributed from his passive boots 2 and Heartseeker.
Actually, I think he's a little over that thanks to the Bluestone as well. I mean, Xbalanque at this point is swinging on top of the fact that he has more attack speed as well.
Yeah, it's not a great spot to be in as the Rom. Especially considering that the team is so much better composed for the late game on the side of Denial, which is really curious, right? They basically were like, we're the early game team, but guess what, Madman Mark, we're drafting late game. Have fun.
And
right? Vamana, Xbalanque.
And Janus is always good.
Yeah, I mean, Janus, Thor, and the Geb are there to basically win the mid game for
By the way, great play from Shin. Goes to the right camp, ults, goes to the left camp, get both, putting Denial in a good spot. And they're in the lead now by about 500 gold, despite there being even kills.
Well, my friend, 13 minutes into this one, 8 kills apiece. 1 game still in favor of Denial. The golden experience, very, very close. Experience about 1,000. The gold, about 400. Still, probably the biggest difference between these two teams at the moment is simply the passive for Xbalanque. Shadow Q likely to get picked here. Yes, overhand smash enough to secure it. They dump the Rama ultimate for as well. Third shot does hit Madman Mark, so make this contest a little bit more risky.
Ooh, Pern. Great presence of mind to understand where he would come out and knowing Mace to the face and how he would fight, where it would go. But he's in trouble here. Pern getting very low. 1 auto attack will do it. Legion of Carrots does take the Gold Fury, but how much are they going to lose for it? Shing with a beautiful double tap. Madman Mark cleans it up, and here comes Baskin Robbins.
It's not okay that they've given up another 4 kills to Xbalanque this early in a game. That's 20 free power. If they can secure this one for him as well, which they will, beautiful play by Denial, letting him get that, knowing that Athena was stuck. That's 5 kills now under the belt of Madman Mark. A triple in that last engagement. 25 free power. That's almost another item at this point. Executioner
it really
gets 30 power.
Not to mention the branching bolas are max as well, which is another 50 power on his in-hands. His in-hand damage is bar none the highest that anyone's going to be at 14 minutes during this
this
split.
is like... if you were trying to explain to someone why Xbalanque is a good pick in Smite, you would just show them this set. Right? And say, to your friends that are non-believers in the power of the passive of Xbalanque, just go, watch this. Watch him get 5 kills, 6 kills, get the passive fully stacked in the first 15 minutes of a game, and watch anyone try to fight him ever.
And now look at this. The boots are done. That's another 10 damage.
Here's a great way to talk about it. Iqval. The Iqval's going to be a 60 power swing.
Right.
That's like completely mitigated. Right? The 30 power that he's going to lose from the Iqval coming out of Rom that's just desperately helping him try to box a Xbalanque at this point is nearly completely mitigated by the passive alone.
Yeah, that's true. And it's going to be off of one more kill.
One more kill means that Iqval is not doing much.
But on his last back, he gained movement speed, 10 damage, 20 attack speed, and sprint 3. If you thought he was running people down before, it's about to get so much worse.
You know, I think maybe the best part about Bronx Bombers being unable to play this week, and I'm not willing at this point to say that Bronx Bombers is the better player or worse player for this team than Madman Mark. He's definitely the starter, right? There's that 6 kill as well.
Passive is stacked.
What I'm going to say is that what's maybe the most important thing about this is that Madman Mark started now on Denial and cannot go to another team.
Yeah.
Right? Like, they don't have to face him.
Yeah,
how good he looks, right? I think that Bronx Bombers and Madman Mark are both excellent players. They're both hunters. They both come from the rank scene in the last season. And I think they're generally speaking equal. Denial does seem a little bit more composed with Madman Mark, but I think that's the biggest thing, right? Is that no one else can have him now at this point.
Which, at the very worst, is such a big win for Denial.
And hell, in this meta, right? I mean, like,
yeah, in the
might as well just
meta.
start both of them. Just pick somebody and be like, hey, you know what, Shing? Take a week off. We're going to start 2 hunters.
Yeah, Baskin, why don't we just have our hunter player play that role today as we're going to run double hunter? I mean, I'm surprised we don't see teams do that more often.
I think it's just overall compositions, right? I mean, it's just teams that aren't that comfortable necessarily with the bench, if you will.
That's fair. That's fair. You know, I think maybe that'll be the next increase to the meta is people really using subs to their advantage.
Yeah,
Getting
maybe.
people to, like, maybe a solo laner who functions better with X characters, and that's what they're going to look to draft in the next game. Something that we have never really seen in MOBAs, period.
Right, yeah, I mean, the only...
It's a very, I guess, baseball-oriented tactic.
It's fairly unlikely, I think, for a variety of reasons.
Well, Variety's on Dignitas. This is
that's
Denial.
I mean, I think it's a little risky to try to do anything like that. Obviously, there's some risk inherent in your synergy. Gank attack coming on a Madman Mark, but nothing here. But I mean, Denial's maybe uniquely suited to do it, right?
Okay,
Terran Kraken, Mjolnir's Attunement, not going to go to it, but hey, they'll leave for Shadow Q. Why not? Denial finding themselves a 10th kill in this game, 6 of which are on the back of Madman Mark, who's been involved in 9 of the 10 kills total.
That ult right there, I can't believe. I wonder what was going through the head of Legion of Carrots right there as they try to rush down Madman Mark, and then he just ults, hits that gas pedal, and just chases them down. They're like, I don't know what's happening. Just run away. Just please run away.
So well plaid in this game hasn't done too much. Been pretty quiet.
Yeah, I mean, he's trying to face down Baskin Robbins, both of whom haven't really contributed much. I mean, even looking at the player damage charts, it wouldn't give us too much information here as they're just slapboxing.
Well, Hercules, I guess he lost his tier 1. That's probably the most action that we've seen in this solo lane this game. Was that it's a fairly reasonable advantage.
Wow.
And yeah, as you see the Spectre pointing out there, only 2,700 damage put out by the Rom so far in this game.
Which is like his ult.
Once again, Madman Mark leading all players by nearly double the next highest, 11,500 damage put up by Xbalanque.
Which again is going to be
someone
Mace
needs to stop
face.
him.
I mean, there is no stopping him. There's no one on the Legion of Carrots roster that plays to the level of Madman Mark. There are barely people who play on AFK's roster who plays to the level of Madman Mark. I mean, when we saw him in the last split, if we had $5 for every time we called this guy's name out, we could buy some like serious amounts of stakes.
Yeah, but so I mean, where are you taking if all hunters in North America are available? Who are you drafting as? I mean, is Madman Mark in your top 3? You're taking him over Allied and Barracuda and Zapman and...
I think I would put him directly in line with Snoopy. I think Barra and Allied have it right now for this split, but I would put him right in line with Snoopy, at least in North America. I mean,
Ultimate.
Adding Reels and Moex into the...
Taking the aggressive path now. The Geb Ultimate used. They're going to try to lock down Pain Deviant. It will be successful. Rom,
Where's
the next
Rama
target.
Shots?
He's forced to dodge back. He only takes the 1 shot. I guess he's just trying to maximize the time, not really caring about the damage. Doesn't matter. Still dead. Well plaid plus a Duro are here. Need to be careful not to get picked. Baskin not going to be scared to walk into the tower for a few shots. Pern, could you be more greedy? I don't even know if it's possible to be more greedy. Trying to farm a buff there. With looking at a Janus portal and just begging them to walk in and fight you. Here comes Baskin. He's popped the sprint 3. Pern does not have the leap. Was just used. Few more hits going to be good for him.
Shing's wall shut down his jump in the pre-jump frames, allowing Baskin to pick it up. Absolutely great presence of mind from Shing there. Even with the Fear No Evil going off, he didn't have enough control. And with that, Denial takes the first real lead of the game to the tune of about 2,700, and it's only going to get bigger here as they rush down Plaid.
Double tap on Mjolnir's Attunement. Shing with the spin to win as well. A lot of damage put on the Plaid.
Not enough.
Baskin in the face to pick that one up. They don't need to prioritize kills anymore for Madman Mark. He's got plenty. He's got the itemization. And he's hitting like a truck. I
mean, look at the build. I mean, let's take a look at gold in hand. Remember, guys, this is going to be increased by about 300 each. Yeah, as that spikes up here in just a second. Again, not using the Hand of the Gods.
Most notably, it's...
Executioner's done, by the way.
It's Executioner and Magi's Blessing that are going to be coming out with a little bit of extra gold as well to itemize it further into actives, especially on the side of Thor. He's pretty healthy now, and that Magi's Blessing not taking much to finish off.
Small win there for Pain Deviant. But again, we talk about Pain in the beginning. He gets 2 kills early on, the first 2 kills of the game. and he puts himself in a position to maybe even carry. I mean, he's Athena. This is a character that has been talked about a lot in this meta, and we're not seeing the success here.
He's doing okay, right? He's 3-3, and he's got his Heartward Sovereignty online before Gab. Right? It's not like he gave it back.
Right, but the issue here is that Panda Cat had so much alone time and so much time spent getting experience that Madman Mark was that it seemed dangerous to even have Madman in the lane.
I mean, it's just very one-sided, the matchup between Panda Cat and Madman Mark. That's all that you can conclude after seeing these two games.
I was going to say that ShadowQ, despite being behind, just has had a much better game overall than Pain Deviant has with 2 kills and an earlier Travelers.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, well, he's just playing a little bit more of... He's more initiation-focused. The team has better... follow-up to his ability to initiate versus on a Legion of Carrots where they're pretty much make or break. Pain hits a taunt that Aduro gets a Kraken onto 2. Like, if they don't get that, what do they get?
Look at this, by the way. Xing blocks him in.
Nice play.
Oh, he's guaranteed dead. There's nowhere to go. Frostbound, or rather, Heavy Hammer will be more than enough. Xing blocked him against the Magma Blast to make sure that he got popped up again with the extra damage. Xing making sure he was knock-up immune to get extra damage off. Just in case he did get tapped by it, he wouldn't have been sent anywhere. Can keep pace with the Hercules. Just Xing really showing why he's been a mainstay since the very beginning of Smite's competitive lifetime.
Yeah, again, it's Madman Mark with a 7-0-6, the highlight reel for sure, but once again, I'm taking Mace of the Face as the most high-impact player in this game. Just once again, just all over the map, constantly in the right place, putting the portals in all the right places for his teammates to get in, sitting on 12 assists of their 15 kills with 1 to his credit. 13 of 15 kills he's been involved in, and there's yet another assist to his credit.
Shotgun.
13 assists is too much. I mean, that's absurd.
Right,
and 11 out of Xing's Thor. I mean, it's the two of them, the global repositioning abilities out of those ultimates, they're really using them, and just excellently.
I love the build, too, because he's playing the defensive, situational Janus that's helping his team, but he also picked up the Doom Orb, maxed the stacks out, and is playing super safe to not lose them. I mean, how much damage did we just see Panda Cat take from just the shotgun on landing? Mace times it perfectly, hits both swings, puts out like 700,000 damage onto the guy, and then just throws him away. Easy, throws him away.
Get out of here.
Fire Giant still available here. No Fire Giants this set.
Nothing yet. Yeah, still none this set, you're right. And Obsidian Shard, looking at Aduro, the next item to come online for him, but with a 3-level disadvantage. And really, oh no, he's going to go for the Magus. Well, it makes sense given the Trident build, but I don't know, maybe I would have preferred to see the Obsidian Shard here just desperately try to itemize into Burst at any way you can.
For me, I would have rather him spent some of that money on Combat Blink. He's getting caught too much.
Fair.
He's getting caught too much. And most of the time, even when he doesn't die in the fight, his positioning has put himself in such a bad spot. And by the way, the commit to that kill inside the 3-man Magma Blast.
He just got handled. Like, I mean, he was had.
They were really excited to take him down again.
And now it's very difficult, right? With the double Magus blessing out onto the two most CC-oriented gods on the lineup, it'll be very difficult for them to actually aggress into a Fire Giant. But once again, as you mentioned, Denial. With the advantage that they have, they're not interested in objectives. They're interested in victories. They're going to look for the W here. At least break the base with this push, ignoring the Fire Giant for now. We'll see how much Legion of Carrots is willing to bend for them.
So an interesting correlation here is ShadowQ has not been streaming all that much and has been playing so much better since, as opposed to Barracuda, who has been streaming 20 times as much as he normally does and has been playing lights out. It seems like the two personalities of the player are really starting to shine through ever since ShadowQ has taken the competitive side of things more, I think, seriously and a little bit less of, trying to be in the public eye. He's been playing like a monster.
Well, to be fair, this team does put out content. I mean, they have kind of a balanced show.
That's true.
That they talk about. And, I mean, that's kind of always been ShadowQ's bailiwick, if you will, in terms of really where he's considered an expert is in these theory crafting situations. Look at Xing, the BM.
He's like, go ahead, do it.
Yeah, and it's tough when you're playing that ROM. You just have no power to your name, and the Geb shield is mitigating your entire ultimate. Yeah,
for real. I mean, when he hit that second the shot to Xing, Xing was probably just like, he's so dead.
Yeah,
this is great. Part of me is kind of surprised that Legion of Carrots hasn't just hit F6 on this one.
Yeah, 18-5. It seems very dire for them. 10,000 gold, although it's only 10,000 gold. I mean, that seems like a lot, but for how one-sided this game has been, 10,000 is pretty modest. It's that 18,000 experience is really the thing that's the problem.
Pain's trying to find a way in.
Perfectly capable of soloing the Fire Giant at this point, but they'll just take a Duro, and I think you were spot on with the Combat Blink call as well.
That's it. I mean, he spotted him out. Mace didn't even take damage. Where was the Whirlpool?
It's just not enough. Not there. Not able. Not in time. Madman Mark continues his quest for the Fire Belt.
Pain still trying to find a way in here. Black Girl going to try to open the front up a little bit as well, but I think it might be too little too late.
There's no way in.
Nope, yeah, they got it.
Airy style.
He had hand 3. He used it a little bit slow.
Yeah, gas pedal, Madman Mark, 410 damage crits onto the physical damage tanking Hercules. This one is becoming very lopsided. Oh, it's been very lopsided. Let's be fair. It's becoming insurmountable.
There's nothing about Denial's play in this game that you can aside from the. Oh wow, they did F6.
Yeah, there it is.
I mean, there's nothing you can say about Denial in this game that is negative. They played both sets, except for maybe Baskin-Robbins getting caught in the beginning and the small reinitiation nonsense that happened to Gold Fury that seemed a little bit wonky.
Sure.
Their fundamentals were the strongest they have ever been, and I assume that we're going to see player of the game is Madman Mark again. Because
I mean, yeah, I mean, I can think of plenty of games that Mesaface has played in and been really successful on his ISIS, but I don't think I've ever seen him have that much impact on the victory, right? It just seemed like they're winning if he's getting Janus again. Right when they drafted the second time, it was just like the movement was so good in game 1 that I don't see a way that you beat that.
It's a completely different Denial because the old Denial focused so much on the early game. It was all about we need to invade and get this early lead or we have no chance of beating teams. And now we're going to go into First Blood and we're going to show you for the second game in a row, they dropped it. Not even dropped it. They never even had it.
Yeah, Kraken, dead, First Blood Athena. She gets Second Blood as well. Not in this engagement, but a little bit after that.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't know. Athena, it's hard to have that game-winning impact with a First Blood, right? She's really more of like the right play at the right time, not necessarily like I can snowball with this advantage unless she's jungling. So difficult to transition that into something really meaningful.
Went into the Traveler shoes.
Yeah.
We should have seen more rotations. We should have seen him using that reach to keep getting that gold up, buying more aura items, getting some kind of shell online, something to really help his team get through the mid-game and get those early Gold Furies. But Pain just seemed like on a different page than Shadow Q, who was using his shield and sacrificing himself and making sure he was a part of a very cohesive unit.
Yeah, it's still that Panic Hat Madman Mark matchup was. Madman Mark was about a 10, Panic Hat was about a 5, it seemed like in this match. I mean, it was just like, you don't get 7 kills in the lane.
That looked like
times.
relegation.
Yeah, it was very, very one-sided. But once again, dead even on camps.
And no fire. No, the Fire Giant was taken. This was last time.
This is last time's map, Brad. You crazy man.
He told us this was ready. Some cursing coming out from production.
That was funny. I mean, we're looking at her like, that's it. But Madman Mark is your player of the game yet again. How could it be anybody else? Well, I put about a pretty good reason why it could be someone else. But like I said, the highlight reel is definitely much more entertaining for Madman Mark. No one wants to see a highlight reel of someone placing really nice portals to let people
Shing,
not die.
go through. I'm going to hang back.
Exactly, yeah. It's like, what did the tie say to the hat?
Go ahead.
You on ahead, I'll hang around?
That's kind of funny.
I know, that's a Brandon joke if I've ever heard one.
That's kind of my joke. Fine, I told that. Bart didn't. 7:08 though, after a 9:07. Mark showing his inner Barracuda this week, not dying, playing lights out. I mean, the guy was unstoppable.
Madman Mark now has a higher KDA through one game than Barracuda does.
Barracuda.
Had to die twice. What a scrub.
Wasn't it 3 times?
It was too many. It was twice too many.
It was 3 times.
Total 3.
Oh my God.
Yeah, this is, I mean...
Did you see his response, by the way? He's like, no, I don't care about dying. I don't care about KDA. I just want the W.
Yeah.
Good stuff, Barra. Love it. But, I mean, Denial play... I mean, there's not much analysis to do here. Denial's fundamentals were just better.
I mean, like, that's it, right? That's Denial in a nutshell right there, that play.
Lock them into the wall, block them as much as I can without doing damage, and let Madman Mark get the stack.
All right, jungle control map for realsies this time, and it's still very even, though, as I expected. Still, 50-50 on the Gold Fury. 70% of the power buffs went, but only 10 camps picked up there on the power
They lost
department.
1 attack speed, it seems, or like had 1 less attack speed, excuse me. And then, of course, they had 1 less speed buff. Everything else, they were ahead. Oh, we're going to have Baskin.
Ooh, we have the Curse Voice player interview with the one and only Baskin to the face. Baskin, you there?
Hey, I'm here.
Yeah, he's here.
Now, right as Baskin joined the roster, before we first got to actually see him play, he wound up in one of my ranked games, and I was very excited to see how he was going to play in the game. And one of the first things I noticed were his fundamentals were through the roof, and he was going to fit on this team perfectly. I was so excited to watch him play, and you played exactly to my expectations in this game. So, Baskin, tell us about the growing pains of the team and how it's been transitioning with them in Split 2.
Well, I'm a new player in terms of competitive, and we weren't very strong at the beginning. We kind of got stomped by C9, but we've been gelling together really well. We've been doing like really well in scrims, and because me and Bronx are new, we couldn't like ask for better players to learn the game from.
It's true.
In terms of like Shadow Q, Mason Shing, they're all veteran players, and they're like really eager to coach us.
That's eager, good. You say?
Yeah, eager.
Wait, Shing's moving to eager again?
Confirmed.
So, yeah, I think that a lot of our questions will be focused on you being, such a new player, really first time in the Pro League, not really part of the Challengers Cup in a big way.
Yeah.
Not at all, actually.
Brought into the
on,
majors.
Yeah. So, Baskin, tell me a little bit about like just your expectations coming into being a professional Smite player, what it's been like, and just kind of what the journey's been. And are you excited to potentially attend your first LAN?
Yeah, I'm really excited. I've always played this game for fun. I wasn't really that much of a competitive player, but after Shing asked me to join Denial, I really started taking the game seriously. And honestly, winning competitive games on stream and doing well on stream is so much fun. And it's like something that you could never get out of like winning a ranked game or something. And I'm really enjoying it.
Sure. So one thing I do want to ask you, and we do have a little bit of limited time, but one thing I want to make sure we do ask you while we have you is about your itemization. So we were talking a little bit about, especially in game 1, where it was a double hunter coming out from Legion, you elect to itemize, I believe it's Heartseeker, and then your first offensive item was a Runeforged. So can you talk us a little bit about why, in both games you built Runeforged, but specifically game 1, a Runeforged over something like a Midgardian that would have had a little bit more, well, I guess, efficacy against the attack speed?
Well, my plan was to go Runeforged into Heavy Hammer. I mean, so we would always have that attack speed slow. So, and attack speed slows don't stack. So,
right.
I was kind of looking for just the more offensive Heavy Hammer because I was already pretty high level. I already had those natural defenses from just being higher level than everyone else. So I thought I could get away with building Heavy Hammer, which is, I guess, a little bit more greedier build.
Oh, I like Heavy Hammer.
In terms of defense.
Yeah, it's a little more greedy,
Frost
I think,
bounds
as well.
Delightful.
So should we ask? We'll ask you the hard question as well.
Yeah, I mean, we got to bring it up.
We got to ask the hard question here. Do you guys? I mean, that was very, very impressive. I mean, do you think that Madman Mark is as good as Bronx Bombers? Do you think that there's any chance that he would become a starter in the future? You can say that you don't want to answer that if you want to.
Yeah, I don't really want to answer, but I just want to say that people forget that Bronx has really carried us for like the past 3 weeks. Yeah, like I feel like Mark did really well. Like there's no denying that, but I feel like a lot of people forgot that.
Denial, you
Bronx
say? Shing's going to denial? Sorry,
Yeah.
I had to do that.
So yeah, I mean, I think well, at least when we were talking about it, I mean, I think maybe the most important thing from starting Madman Mark this week is that no one else can start him for the remainder of the split. So
Yeah.
you don't have to face him at least.
Yeah, that's good.
So Baskin, Denial's looking pretty strong. How are you guys feeling for the remainder of the split? Get some hard matchups coming.
Yeah, we're definitely. I think the hardest one will be probably TSM or AFK, but we're looking forward to it. We've definitely been getting better, a lot better, and we're pretty confident that we could get a third place spot or a second place spot and qualify for LAN.
Wow. All right.
Well, we certainly hope so. We would like to meet you in person someday. Thank you very much, Baskin, for coming through. Guys, thank you all for joining us for not only the Curse Voice player interview, but also set number 2 here from day number 2 of week number 4 of the Smite Pro League Season 2. Coming up next, we'll have Hinduman and Adonis on the call. I'll let you introduce the game.
Enemy and Cog are kind of fighting for which team isn't completely defeated the entire time.
One of these teams will get a win. Both of them, neither of them finding a win yet, but one of them guaranteed to. Most of us are picking Cognitive in this one. A big gain for Enemy if they can win it, guys. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with that one in just about 5 minutes. Hinduman